All right, guys, we're here live with Support Local at the PcB Events Center, and we're going to start discussing and introducing the OSHEA Presents Art Gallery and how it's going to start benefiting us all as a community in this center. So let's go ahead and go around the table here and introduce ourselves.
That's her seat.
Starting with you, sir.
I'm OSHEA with the OSHEA Gallery Presents Vision, and I work coinciding with Jonathan England with Earthquake University. This is the PcB Events Center in Panama City Beach. Excuse me. I don't know why I'm stammering. I don't ever stammer. We're across the street from Ripley's, believe it or not, and this is Studio Emerald City Studios, film studios, recording studios, and any kind of studio you need to do, anything you need to do, from Pensacola to Tallahassee. Jonathan England here has Earthquake University. He's the founder. He's the one that is responsible for the favor of our studio here. I work sort of with him. I'm OSHEA with OSHEA Gallery's vision to build a store on Back Beach. Bobby Cook's here with us as a singer and a great friend. And tonight we're going to be dealing with the OSHEA Gallery Presents, which is the Friday night event. But right now we're in planning and casting.
I'm going to slide right behind you.
Planning and casting. But the good thing about tonight, we have the PcB event planners and promoters of Panama City Beach on film. Isn't that great? Doggone, that's an honor. And these people have great hearts. They're passionate. They care. And not only is Jonathan England and what we're doing here going to be great, we're going to do it for them also. So what we're going to do tonight, pretty soon, maybe in August, it's according to how many people we get here, we will actually have a new sign, and it will say PcB Event Center, Studio Emerald City, and a lighted sign underneath. And then we will, on Thursdays, you'll see blinking, Earthquake University, or the other things Jonathan does. Friday, we'll do it to protect your assets, and we're shooting a new movie here right now, television series. And at Friday at 7 now, this is what we're doing right now. We will, in a few weeks, this will be a live venue called the OSHEA Gallery Present Concert Series. Friday night concert series. We will have 400 to 500 chairs, and the people that's coming in right now will be checking them out to see if they got ego or pride, whether they can work with each other, whether they're humble enough to be helped, whether they believe us that what we're going to do is real, and whether we can help them. Because sometimes you can't help people. Can you, Jonathan?
No. How would a local band go about getting an audition slot in order to get featured in your events on Friday night?
Just go to OSHEA Galleries Presents, a group on Facebook, our OSHEA.com, earthwaking.com, but don't want to put too much bondage on Jonathan there, and just message me and tell me you're interested in, or come in here on Friday night, just walk in at 7 o'clock, and this is what we're going to be doing for the next 4 or 5 weeks until we've got 8 or 10 people on this platform that can actually have a concert and work together, and then we'll open those doors, and we will actually be having OGAPS MD concerts every Friday night, all summer and all fall. So the time slot is major because we've set it aside from 6 to 10 now because that's the time frame of the concerts of OGAPS MD that will be. And of course, now listen to me, many of you artists have your own gifts and talents. In the OGAPS MD vision, there's a lot of the arts. There's recording studio, there's television film, there's acting, there's paint. These walls pretty soon will be covered with the artists around here, just like a small gallery. As we're growing into a larger gallery, all the studio rooms here can be used for filming. like he asked me, you can rent these out, small or large. Even, what did you say about dinners? You were thinking about maybe having some.
A charity benefit dinner, selling
Yeah.
plates for X amount of dollars and sell tickets ahead of time. People can just come by and pick up their
Right.
order.
If you guys need fundraising solutions, make sure you get a hold of these guys. That way you can go ahead and book in advance.
Yeah.
Set a date, get some community advertising, and then, you know, you can give back to the community by raising funds here.
And of course,
at
you
this
can always
event.
contact us at Support Local PCB on Gmail, on Facebook. Anywhere you need to connect us, we can get you where you need to be.
Pull your chair up a little bit, you're off camera. And, but you know, we're just relaxed here tonight, and we want you to walk in, and it doesn't matter, even though we got live TV, please be quiet. We don't want to be so professional that we lose the human aspect of what we're doing. And like we always say, we're unprofessionally professional on purpose. So tell us about your idea there of bringing in the people for the car wash and things you're working on now.
Well, Support Local PCB, we've done an annual car wash. We missed last year due to events around Alicia's birthday, but we try to, you know, gather interest. We run around and we record bands. We do it for free. However, if you have a large event and you want us to plan, we can go ahead and purchase a crew with a couple of bodies. We have our own cameras, our own sound equipment. And basically what we do every year is we get a local band to volunteer to perform for us. Yeah. No calling out on a Nate Robinette. But try to get a local band. A couple years ago, we got Donnie Underwood, God bless him, and Nate and Jimmy Sticks, and they came out and they played a car wash. We'll wash your car for free. We asked for donations. We got dinner plates. We did bring your own beer. You can sit around, meet the community members, chat with some of the guys that are out here trying to help everybody. So, I mean, that's what we do every year. We're hoping to have it done between the 14th and the 20th of this year. You can check out our Facebook for finalization.
And what we're doing, and Jonathan's main vision was in Earthquake University, is to bring you to the greatest you can ever be, and bring to the surface the gifts and talents and desires and heartfelt things that you want to do in your life without having a category. You know, at Earthquake University, the good thing about it, the only topic is the human being. And Jonathan keys in on that, on the mind, the emotions, the heart, body, soul, and spirit of human beings. And so what we're not just going to use them to come in here and film us to give us favorite PCB from Tallahassee to Pensacola. We're going to give them this building to promote their stuff. So that's, is that right, Jonathan? We're going to lay this in their hands because, see, there's two problems you run into life in the arts or life is jealousy and pride. And both destroy. Both destroy, don't they, brother?
We can't work with jealous fans.
No.
We have our extravaganza next Saturday.
Yeah.
And we go from Pier Park to State Park.
Right.
And we stop it at all these local venues, all our local bands. We know most of them. When we get there, they, hey, it's Jay Wolf. They know him when he gets out of the car.
Right.
They know my car when it pulls up.
That's
and
right.
They can see it from the stage.
That's right.
We can't have jealousy between our bands. I would love to have all these guys that we go see on our every other Saturday. I would love to have them come in here and just sit in and jam
Wouldn't that be great to bring all of them here once a month or twice a
to put the
month?
egos aside, to put the paychecks aside, and just come in and let the music speak for itself.
We've got a $50,000 sound system here in Morgan. How much?
$100,000.
$100,000.
Amazing.
Sorry, Jonathan. And lighting, if we can get some good lighting guys that can sort of teach us, there's a big lighting grid up here.
Yeah, Nate Robinette taught me everything other than.
We're gonna kidnap you
I've
next
learned,
summer.
I've learned, and if you're watching this, I know you get curious, so I hope you are, but I've learned a lot from Derek Freeman in the last couple of years. He's taught me, you know, basic. I haven't learned advanced. I don't know how to run a sound console by his digital, but I mean, I've learned, you know, a lot of his analog. I've learned to run wires, how to do lighting and sound, and I hang trusses for these guys. Good opportunity is, unfortunately, we missed the bike night last night, but I would have been able to set up the stage, run the wires, do the sound. And that has really brought me really close to the musician community here.
And now I know you artists want to be seen on camera. And
Everybody wants to be on camera.
you want to be
Every
famous.
other Saturday, our inbox blows up. We want to be on camera.
Now listen to me. Joe Watson, a producer from LA and New York, has joined with us here, and he is producing a movie right in this studio.
Dirk?
Joe Watson.
I didn't mean to interrupt.
That's okay. But anyway,
He doesn't go by Dirk? I know
No.
Joseph Watson, who's
No.
actually shooting an independent film.
but Joe's doing a series called Threading. It'll be sold to a network, and we've been filming here for 3 weeks. And what Joe's going to do with y'all guys is we're creating the O network channel. The O of OSHEA Gallery, living inside the now of arts, life, and love. And this television channel will have 25 channels, e-channels, and Jonathan and I are in the middle of creating it right now. And you don't understand, these 25 channels are going to be to deal with all the arts. So you people who do sketch, painting, television, recording, singing, music, dance,
Our costume artists,
our,
makeup
the
artists.
artist, costume, because we need costume designers, because on the OGAPS MD tour, let's just stop a second and give them an idea, Bobby. Bobby, Ray Cook here, is a great friend of mine. I've known him for a while, and he's a good man, but he's not a singer. He's an actor singer. I don't even know how to say it. His voice is so phenomenal. He has a drama of song. And I say that because the world needs to hear what he does. And pretty soon, there will be, let me give you an example. If I go live as a poet, I love to do something crazy. I love to lay down on the floor and do this. And they put the lights on me and go, when I'm without love, I'm like a stranger in a city of forgotten people, a castaway, a lamp setting on a shelf, gathering dust, just gathering dust. In times like these, people pass me by and they don't even ask me why. Why has it been so long since I've been without the pain? Pain, pain. I see you pass me by. You don't even look at me. You don't ask why. You don't care, even though I'm a part of the human race. I've got a heartbeat, and I live in a pace of pain, in a dungeon of my soul. Pain won't let me go. And I lay here on the dock, the shore of my soul, waiting for my Captain Love to come and charter me, take me out to sea and be my best friend and give me peace within. And we do this poetic drama. And because I'm a creative freestyle poet, God loaned me that gift. I create the poetry in the mood. And this is why I've never fit. Now, for you that feel like your gift is so crazy that nobody understands it, and they say bye, or they listen at you and walk off with a blank face. You ever said that?
That guy doesn't know what he's talking about. He could have never done that. Anybody catch that?
Well, he's either crazy, a show-off, over the hill, or insane. We don't know which, but we're scared of it. But listen, if your gift is not different enough to make a difference, then you're no good. I mean, I don't mean that wrong. So we want all you peculiar, crazy, fanatical people, come to this casting, because we're going to have plays, skits, music, drama, acting, song, dance, all on one platform.
And you guys might not know it from just standing behind the camera watching this, but I took a walk through this building today, and it's almost a labyrinth. There's just not this set. There are literally almost 25 rooms that I saw tonight. Different scenarios in each one of them. So, I mean, and they're manipulatable. You can change them around.
That's what we do.
This place is full of possibilities.
We set this set up right here, 20 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago, this set. And Joe Watson fixed to build this set, design it to where it can be like a talk show set on the late night TV shows. And then we got one room back here where we're going to do the earth-waking news. And it's got a news desk. And it's just amazing what's going on here. And then the recording studio's upstairs, and there's 2 doorways right here to where we're actually filming live. And Bobby's live. We could cut live songs on him and cut them in this recording studio while we're on live stage filming. So Bobby, sing us something. Bobby, very good.
The white man and a red man, the black man and a yellow one. What makes you say there's a difference? Oh no, what makes you say there's a difference? Oh, the white man and the red man, oh, the black man and the yellow one too. What makes you say there's a difference? No, my God, there's no difference. No, Father made us one and all, made it each and every one of us unique in his own way, and there's no difference. No, there's no difference. You gotta understand, man has no difference. No difference. Everyone is unique. Everyone is their own snowflake, and they have a place. They have a place right here in the human race. The life makes a difference. The life makes a difference. Oh my God, gotta understand. You can make a difference. Yeah. Oh my God, you can make a difference. All you gotta do is walk to make a difference. All you gotta do is want to.
Yeah. Now listen, we're preparing to put the rocket fuel in this ship. And we're going to take Panama City Beach to the world and bring the world to Panama City Beach.
In a positive light.
Yeah.
Amen? In a non-partial way. Yeah. Go ahead, everybody just put something in.
I'm prejudiced against prejudice people. So don't
I'm prejudiced against prejudice and jealousy and hate and judging.
Yes, sir.
Leave your negativity in the parking lot. Don't even.
And then let me tell you this too. This is something we deal with, Jonathan and I. We are Christian, but our Christian name equals we love one another. Not religion, not an opinion, not a division, not a denomination, not a doctrine of man, and not somebody's Bible verse opinion.
And no
Okay?
judgment.
That's right.
Nobody's going to pick you apart and judge you and tear you down. It's all about promoting each other and helping each other and working together.
And I think that's one of our biggest concerns is we get judged both ways. Some people don't want to come because we don't mention God enough. They think we've went off the deep end.
Catch-22.
You hear what I'm saying?
I do.
Well, they must be a cult, or they must be freaked out.
Spooky people are over there.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden earlier they're talking about letting the pagan people use this building. You know, that's going to be really interesting when people hear about that.
Be serious though, the Panama City, what is it, the pagan?
Yeah, go ahead.
The Panama City pagan community will be here
Yes,
meeting
go ahead.
once a week. Is that, I did read that correctly?
Right?
No, we're working on it.
Well,
We're
we're
scheduling it, okay.
You actually have permission from Jonathan England, the president, and the building here of what's going on is your building to use for that. And we've already approved that, and it's no cost.
That's good.
And also the car wash thing that you've got going with the dinner and the food and all that.
I think it'll bring a lot of people in. We've been a part of a lot of groups for the last, when we were asked in March to march against city council and injustice against the people here in town, we kind of dug our hands into just about everything we could in the community. And one of the things that this group that she's talking about, their biggest issue is they have a large drum circle. And I'm a Yankee. I don't know if y'all know that about my accent or not, but I love the water. I don't like the sand. And there's a lot of people in that drum group that are having the same problem. They don't want to bring their cones out there.
Well, we love sound, don't we, Jonathan?
Yeah.
Boy, we
This
love
place
the
is
sound.
definitely
We will
gonna-
fill this platform with sound and telecast it to the world right here. Yeah, I love
There's
sound.
365 days in a year. If there's not any organization, it'll get chaotic. But at the same time, I don't see any reason why a group of people in Panama City Beach cannot help promote themselves by becoming a community.
Well, you know, the selfish thing that runs through humanity is the my, me, and what I got, or I'll just use what you got to get what I want. And that's not what we're into. We've been there. We know ego. We're not, for you that think we're idiots, we're not.
I can make plenty of money doing something
That's
else.
right.
I'm sure everybody in this room
And I
could.
tell you, if we didn't love you, we wouldn't care because we're not making any money for this tonight. And this building does cost us a few bucks.
I gave
So-
away, I think, I met a homeless guy on the street and I think I paid him $13,000 in 1 year. Unfortunately, he didn't learn. I met him 2 days after he got out of prison. The last time I seen him was 2 days before he went back to prison. But there are hundreds of people in this community that everybody walks by them,
Yeah.
and they judge them, they look at them. I slept on the streets of Dallas for 2 weeks. I was an
Wow.
oil and gas investment specialist. And I went down to pay centers in a regular pair of Walmart slacks and a t-shirt, and I slept with the bums. I had coffee with them for a week. And it was in 2009 that I told myself I did not want to die wealthy and blind.
Oh, yeah.
And really, I've tried, even when I met Alicia, I was still hosting. It wasn't quite near as organized as I am now. When I met her a couple of years ago, almost 5 now, I was hosting weekend garage parties at my house. I would work literally 98 hours a week on a $300 salary. And I'd come home and I would put all my money into
Giving.
Giving every weekend.
That's correct. And I'm gonna tell you this. A few years ago, I was a millionaire in the car business in Nashville, Tennessee, and I had a really explosion and I lost everything. And without telling any information, it's really not relevant. When I came to Panama City Beach to speak in a bungee site to a youth group, to encourage them not to kill themselves on drugs, they could get high on love and not die in pain. And as a poet, I could get in places, in the back door. So I had only $60 in a little old Metro I was driving. I remember when the tragedy went down, my own brother wouldn't let me sleep on his couch. And I remember my mom couldn't let me sleep on her couch because she lived in subsidized living in Hendersonville, Tennessee. And they said, if you don't leave, we're going to throw you out. So I remember going from being 17 years of hard work, a house on Curtis Crossroads in Hendersonville, land without a place to lay my head. And I remember sleeping over on Thomas Drive over there, right down from La Villa on the left. They were building those condos. And I was driving around and I slept in driveways at times and different things. And I remember laying there, because this whole time I was cutting songs. This whole time I was saving up $250 to go in the studio in Nashville to do 250 Audio Poet live series. And I'm going to tell you something. Of the 8,000 to 10,000 products I've got to put in OSHEA Gallery, most of them was done when I didn't have gas or food.
When the most emotion is shown.
And I'm going to tell you, I'll just say this. Those people that I used to buy cars for nothing at the auction didn't care if I lived or died. And you know what I learned? I better get over pity. I better gut it up. And if I believe what I say, I better do it. And if I hadn't have done that, I wouldn't even have. In other words, my saying is this. If you wait till everything's going to get perfect before you move, you're going to die in the ditch.
That's right. That's right.
And I'm going to tell you, Jonathan's the same way. So we just want you to know that if you're bruised, if you've got in clubs, if you played, if you've downed yourself with drugs, if you want to kill yourself, if you're an artist, if you're a singer, we dream of building a homeless skyscraper on this beach or buying one that's already built. So we are going to touch this community, and our hearts aren't for sale. And we want you to know that. I wish somebody else would just add to this.
Sheep, why don't you talk about your hemp?
I have
Pull up a little bit, you're off camera.
I have had a dream for many, many, many years of housing the homeless. Since I was a prison guard, I've seen the struggle it is to, after you've paid your debt to society, to re-enter society, and how it's so easy to fall back into that same rut, that same. I want somewhere that those people who don't have the family here, who don't have the money, who don't have anybody backing them up, I would love to have somewhere where those people can come, they have somewhere to live, they can work all day, they grow their own food, everything is zero carbon footprint, it's eco-friendly, and it's also human-friendly.
And the federal government finally made way. January of this year, they legalized the production in the United States of hemp.
Zero THC hemp, we're not trying to get people high. It's zero
It's
THC,
not cannabis.
it grows
It's an industrial product.
rapidly. You plant a little bit of it, it kills all the weeds, it grows itself, it's very fibrous, you process it, you mix it with lime, and you turn it into concrete that'll last 7,000 years. There's literally a bridge in France built over 7,000 years ago. People still drive across it every day.
Daytona is the first community in the United States of America to actually make a viable program where this could work. And I'm working currently about building a prospectus for the TDC group. Because it's
Seeds of Innovation.
Yep, Seeds of Innovation.
That's my baby.
It's modeled after, it was modeled long before Daytona. Okay, it was an idea when I was selling stock. We were selling lemongrass overseas.
He told me to give him $1 million idea.
And that's what I said. I said, I need $1 million idea, something viable in the United States of America. Make money and benefit the homeless.
Each community, Panama City size or larger, could invest in a Seeds of Innovation project and house their entire homeless community and not cost them anything other than that initial startup, which you can get from fundraising, you can get from Kickstarter, you can get from donations.
Long story short, is Daytona made it feasible without all the crowdfunding. They released and decriminalized marijuana, which is a totally separate plant. We're not pro pot using, et cetera, It's these convicts that were housed in their incarcerated facilities were all let go on the same day, June 11th of last year. In the meantime, February, they planted hemp seeds on state property. So when they released all these people on June 11th, they were released into a tent community, monitored by community members that were volunteered there, and they built. They cured the hemp. They built themselves homes. They put in the wells from the property that the government had granted.
It's no more complicated than thrashing sugarcane to make rum.
Wow.
And now they have a place to live, they have a place to work, and they're getting back to the
This
community.
is what it's all about right here.
That's right. Yes.
Bring us your crazy ideas, we'll see what we can do with them.
And, hey, my brother, Jonathan, tell us a little bit about earthquaking and your vision to touch Panama City Beach and the world yourself?
So, Earthquake University, the vision behind that is really to reinvent the educational system. The old educational system basically just teaches you what to think and how to act. It doesn't really give you the skills to go out and, to be you, what we teach at Earthquake University is health, wealth, happiness, relationships, and spiritual connection, because those are the 5 end goals in life. Everything else is a means to those ends. So you can, you might want to learn how to go get a degree, so then that degree can get you a job, so then you can work for 40 years so that you can retire. Those are all means goals. The retiring, the financial freedom is the end goal, which you probably wouldn't even get that with that model. What we teach, so remember health, wealth, happiness, relationship, spiritual connection. With wealth, I was a broke, ignorant kid, blackout drunk 5.5 years ago. Blackout drunk 6 nights a week. That was my mission. I was drinking 15 shots of wild turkey, plus beers to go along with it every single night. I had no vision, no direction, no nothing.
I rented a club out in VIP.
Then I decided to take responsibility for my life. So what I did, I started with no money, no credit, no clue. Decided to start in real estate investing with no money, no credit, no clue. Within 18 months, I made my first $400,000. Was able to quit my job, which I was just working on the beach. That's all I'd ever done. So what I learned was how to start from nothing, and no matter where you are, seriously, no money, no credit, no clue. That's really starting from that.
This is not jive. This is not jive.
Anybody can go and build a real estate business from that. But that's just one of the recipes. So if you want to be if you want to bake a world-class cake, you don't have to spend 30 years to become a world-class chef. All you have to do is go to the world-class chef who spent the 30 years to figure out how to be world-class and make a world-class cake, and then say, what's the recipe? How did you do that cake? And he's going to give you the recipe, step-by-step instructions. You follow that, you're going to have the world-class cake too. So that's what we teach. So just like I said, real estate is just one of those things, but it's just a recipe. So we have the recipe to set people free. So that's for the wealth aspect. Like the health aspect, in the society we're kind of taught, or we just take this pharmaceutical pill. Well, how long do I have to take that pill for? Well, for the rest of your life, just keep taking it. Why is that? Because that pill is just going to treat a symptom. It's just going to subdue the symptoms, but the cause still remains. So when we talk about health, we're talking about not treating symptoms, but going straight for the cause and ripping those out of there.
Yeah.
My mom was on hospice 2 years ago. The hospice gave her, all the doctors, they were like, okay, we can't do anything else for her. Let's put her on hospice. That's what all the doctors here in Kansas City said. There's no more help we can do for her, so she's going to go on hospice. So then she's on hospice, and the hospice is like, well, there's nothing else we can do for her. Her heart's functioning at 5%. She's full of fluids, or congestive heart failure, asthma, COPD. She's done, and they looked me right in the eyes and said, she's got less than a month to live. So you're going to walk in there within the next couple of weeks, just prepare, because she's going to be dead. Now this is what all the doctors, hospice, everybody said had to happen. But back up how that journey I went on, where I started to learn to take responsibility for my life, and I made a bunch of money. Once I did that, when I did my second real estate deal, I made $70,000 off of my second deal ever. Now, that was really crazy to me. I'm like, my whole life, I've been taught that this wasn't possible. And all of a sudden, it just did it. And I just thought, how is this possible? And I thought I was either going to jail, or somebody's going to have a hidden camera pop up and say, I'm just kidding.
You're working for the devil.
I just knew that this couldn't be real, because I was taught my whole life that it wasn't real. Then once I realized it was real, and then it just kept going, I was like, hold on now. If I'd been lied to about this my whole life, what else have I been lied to about? So then that's when I really just started. So now I started investing. I started investing money into me, into my education. But what I did is I invested in mentors.
Yeah.
Not teachers, not somebody who just read about something and then so you might go to a business school and learn business from a guy who's never built a business. That's not going to work, because you can't take somebody on a path you've never been. So what I did is I invested in mentors. That world-class chef who can teach me the recipe. I went to find recipes for everything with health, wealth, happiness, relationships, and spiritual connection. I went to the mentors, the people who spent their entire life becoming masters of something, and I said, how do you do that? And I didn't have to go through all the crap that they had to go through to figure that out. All I had to do was get their recipes. So I've invested over $200,000 in the past 5 years learning from mentors. So I'd already learned all this stuff. While my mom's about to die, I'd learned all this stuff. I'm like, okay, now I know how this works. I know how it works. And it came to the point it was do or die. I had to start integrating the things that I knew. And so I just started teaching, and I had a couple weeks to get it all out. And now, with what I've taught her, the recipes that I'd learned, now she's in better health than I've seen her in 15 years. So I mean, that's just one of the things. Again, we can heal cancer, diabetes, everything. It can all be healed if you just know the recipes. If you just know, because if anybody can do it, just like the 4-minute mile was physically impossible. All scientists said that the human body cannot run a mile in under 4 minutes, and then Roger Bannister did it. But that wasn't the crazy part. The crazy part was that by the end of the year, it was like 37 more people did it. Now there's high school students who run the 4-minute mile. Why? Because somebody believed it was possible. They did it, and then it just changed the way people think. So that's what I'm talking about here. Is that there's recipes, but you have to be open to them. So that's what we teach on those different things. But the real purpose on Earthwaken University, of course, we want to give you all those tools so you can have the end goals in life, so you can be free, mentally, physically, and spiritually. But the real vision is so it's Earthwaken University. Find your life's purpose and get paid for being you, because we want to help uncover your true self. It's all about peeling off the layers of social conditioning. Your teachers, preachers, friends, family, and government have all programmed you how to think your whole life. Just telling you what you can't do and who you have to be and how you have to act in order to be worthy of love, in order to be worthy of anything. Your whole life has been programmed in that stuff. My job isn't to give you any more information. My job is not to program you with any more stuff. My job is to start peeling off all those layers of all the crap, because your only job is to be you. The only way you can ever possibly fail is to try to be something that you're not. The only reason you would be something that you're not is because you've been told who you have to be your whole life if you want to be worthy of love. You aren't good enough. Here's what you have to be in order to be good enough. So my job is to just peel all that crap off so the true you shines through.
Yes.
And then that's what kind of ties in with OSHEA Galleries. Once we bring, now some people are going to be musicians. That's what you're born in. So if you think of the apple tree, an apple tree produces apples. Now, it doesn't care who buys its apples. It doesn't care who eats its apples. It just makes the apples. And that's because that's what it was created to do. So it can't not produce the apples, though. If it did, it would get sick. But it can't not do that. It has to produce the apples. But another thing, an apple tree can't look over at a pear tree and say, well, I want to make pears. I'm not good enough as an apple tree. I want to make pears. The apple tree can't do that. Humans, we can do that. We can say, well, I'm not going to produce my fruit because my fruit's not good enough. I need to produce pears. We can try to produce other fruit, but the thing is, you've got a gift inside of you, and our job is to pull that gift out of you, because that's what's here to transform the world. You're put on this planet to transform the world from the inside out. So it's the shifting from the outside in, not letting the world tell you who you are, and not information. No more information. It's inform. The world is all informed. No more information. It's all about inspiration. Bringing it from the inside and then transforming the world on the outside. So that's the major shift. Once we get that out of you, whether you're an artist or a teacher or whatever it is, it doesn't matter what it is. You might think, well, there's no way that I could do this and actually survive because I've got to do these other things to survive. What I'm telling you is, yes, there is a way. And that's what we're here to do, is make that way. To make sure no matter what, you're going to be you, and you're going to be supported no matter what.
And the thing about that, in the OSHEA Gallery franchise and store that we're building here, and within hopefully the next 18 months, we're going to start building. Everybody in the world can have a shelf in that e-gallery. From one woman that wrote one poem, to her son that died and left a song. You hear me? Because everybody is special.
That's right.
And It doesn't, you know, money comes when you do what you're supposed to, but your resolve is not to do it for gain, it's to do it for love. And just like Jonathan, you say, well, how did his mother get well? Well, he spoke to her heart enough to renew her mind, to get her heart open to self-love, and the love started flowing from God to her, from her to God internally, without anything in the middle. And her broken heart was healed, and the healing came back to her spirit, soul, and body, just like that. Because we do die from the inside out. And any of you guys that's had a broken heart, is that true, Bobby?
Yes, sir.
Now, as an artist, Bobby, speak a little bit about, to the artists out there, the painters, the sketchers, the musicians, about how it is to be an artist and not have a vehicle or a way to bring it to pass. Speak to them.
Well, I've been recording since the 70s. And I've been a demo singer in Nashville for about 10 years. And I've done 2 album projects and pretty much unknown except for the people that hired me. And I was a voice for hire. So I did specialized projects. There were certain types of music like reggae. I was a very adaptable type of singer. God gave that gift to me as an 8-year-old boy, and I honed it. I worked with it. And so over all these years, I needed to try to find out, like the rest of these people here. See, right now, I'm a rescue mission preacher for the last 2 years down here at Panama City Rescue Mission. I deal with homeless people all the time, just like you guys are talking about. And I don't preach at them. I love them. God told me to go in there and love them, and you would see something begin to happen. So that's what I've done for the last 2 years. Now people are coming in, and I'm just real different from all the religious folks. Now listen, God made religious folks too. Some of them are real sweet, and real kind, and real loving, and real good. Some of them mean as a bunch of snakes, but I'm not, listen, God has got all that in hand because he's trying to bring restoration to everybody. And it's what this man's doing, that's what this man's doing, and that's what these folks are doing. And so it took a long time for me to finally understand it. I worked with famous people. I was around a lot of famous people in Jacksonville, Skinner, Allman Brothers, Molly Hatchet Band, oh my God, there were so many. Exiles. I worked with a lot of folks, and I knew a lot of people, and they were precious, and people wanted me to be involved in some of the projects and some of the things. And I did a few little things. But the thing that happened with me was a heart change. And I began, when I was in Nashville, you know, I went to church with the Mandrills and the Oak Ridge Boys and all kinds of producers, Petra, the Christian rock band. I was around all these people and actually living legends too, Johnny Cash and Porter Wagner and all these people that I grew up on from the time I was a kid. But my dad was a country music lover. And so I grew up learning to sing all kinds of songs. And I learned, I grew up during the time of Motown, and I grew up during the time of the Beatles, and Bobby Vinton, roses are in my life. I mean, I sung all this stuff. And I could do Chicago. Anybody really know what time it is? I mean, I could do anything. And I learned how to sing like Stevie Wonder. Not as great as Stevie, no. That's about humanly impossible. But I did learn to be who I was, who God created me to be. And I began to go into this rescue mission 2 years ago. Because the Lord told me when I came out of Washington County, he said, be faithful over the little, and I will begin to open it up and give you all the much more. So I came in trying to do something that I felt really in my heart needed to be done. And that was go to the homeless people. It's like, oh, you guys are talking. You think we're here by coincidence right now?
It's like an instant family.
It's incredible. And so the fact of the matter is, God began to give a vehicle. And he's the only one that can give a vehicle. And so whether people want to recognize that, or as a higher power, or whatever they want to recognize to, go for it. But I'm going to tell you, you're going to find out in the end there's a creator with a creation. And you have to deal with that before it's all over, whether you want to or not. And so we're here to love people. I was an ordained, licensed Assembly of God evangelist, traveled for years, did local TV in Nashville. But my big venue was music, it always was. And I tried to find out who I was, what my voice was, and then about 25 years ago, God began to give me prophetic songs of the end times. And he gave me a voice, and I never played anything. I was a singer with killer musicians, traveling the road for 10 years, Nashville musicians, California musicians, great bands. And God always puts a guitar in my hand, teaches me how to play the 14 chords that I know. and it gave me a voice to sing like I sing now. Now, it resembles some of the singing I did years ago, but it's been enhanced. And I shut my eyes because I really don't want to look at it.
Well, what about those people, all those musicians out there that are dormant, that give up? They've had 5 kids.
That's right.
She's gained.
I got 5.
She's gained 100. Hey, the woman that sung has gained, the little girl now's gained 70 pounds. The guy married and he's got 3 jobs. What do you say to them about their gift?
What I say to them is that nothing's impossible. Nothing's impossible. If you've got a vehicle, if you've got a venue, if you've got a gift, and actually, go to the Bible and it says we all have gifts. God gave men gifts. And so we all have gifts. We're unique snowflakes, every one of us. No 2 of us are alike. And we all have gifts that are indwelling us, even if we don't know what they are. And there's the dancer, there's the artist, there's the musician, there's the singer, there's the financier, there's the businessman, there's the doctor, lawyer, and probably even some Indian chiefs along the way. But the fact of the matter is there's a gift in each and every person.
Jay?
Yes.
You're in your fiance's experience on Panama City Beach. Speak to those people that have those gifts and talents, but they're dormant, and give them hope.
If you don't have a babysitter, bring your kids. I've got mine right here, both of them. Actually, I have one running the camera.
We've got a place in the back, as far back as newborn babies back there to change the diapers.
It's definitely kid-friendly. If you don't have a ride, send me a message on Support Local. I'll go pick you up. And the kids, and I'll bring you here. And I'll give you a drink when you get here. It'll be fine.
And I'm prejudiced against
You have no
prejudice people.
excuses to not be here.
So close your eyes and don't be prejudiced against yourself.
Don't come in judging people. Leave your negativity
Yeah,
at
that's
the door.
exactly right.
Bring your guitar.
It's about life.
Guitar, Nate. Bring it in. Sit down. Enjoy some like-minded people and show them what you got. Not just Nate. Everybody.
Some of
Ben
y'all
and Sticks and Stones and the girls out at Jade and Jewel. I know you guys have musicians that come in.
Robin Black.
Yeah.
You don't have a farmer's market on the corner anymore. It's a great place to gather people.
And good old Rob Rudd, if you see this, come home.
Probably.
Oh yeah, we were thinking also about doing a farmer's market here, like
I have a
every.
lady who would love, she has almost 62 vendors. However, the city wouldn't allow her to operate at Edgewater anymore because they need a 98 vendor commitment. And she had almost from early April of this year when she opened, all the way till June when they made her close, she had almost the entire requirements. I would stop by every Saturday.
Well, I'd love to have that.
Oh my God, wouldn't you love
So
it?
so if anybody.
Fresh vegetable, oh my Lord.
We've got space here, so if anybody is interested in that, if that's part of what your calling is, or that you feel like you're supposed to do, just contact us.
And also, any people with vision, speak to them about their vision.
It's a community
They can
event
bring
center.
their vision here and share it with you.
Exactly.
Or her, or Jonathan, or me, or Bobby, any of us. And we will actually sit down and listen to you and care whether your vision comes to pass or not.
Directing is a gift. I have no sense of organization. I have great ideas. You can direct and you just want your idea to come to life.
That's right.
Pass it on. We'll fix
and-
If
it.
you
I
need
tell
help
you-
with organization, just send me an email.
Yeah.
Get it all worked out. These people are so open-minded and so wonderful. Don't hesitate. I know you're sitting there, you're probably watching this, and you're thinking to yourself, you're crazy.
This is too good to be
There's
true.
no way
This is
it's
all
gotta
hot
be a
air.
trap, it's a scam.
Yeah.
It's not. It's really not. I've been so excited about coming back up here all week long, and I'm finally here, and it's everything I thought it was going to be.
I
It's gonna
had
be
to drag
really
her
great.
I had to drag her behind the camera. She wouldn't come. And I said, this is the time where the people that promote PCB are promoted theirself.
For the first time in 2 years, I'm actually on camera instead of behind.
We're usually behind the camera, not on the camera.
Now that's good.
So yeah, everybody just come. Just all you do, just show up. Everything's free. Just show up, and we're every
I will
Thursday night
pick you
at
up in my
7.
lime green toaster and bring you up here if you do not have a ride.
And I'm gonna start
Give me
naming them
a-
all and just tell you what we need. This is OSHEA Gallery Presents planning and reading and listening and casting Friday. Every Friday on this network, Jay and then we will be doing this, and we actually do have movie camera access to where we could actually go to the channels around here if that opens up, or we want to do a show or a talk show on this. But this is going to be the first catalog show of the event planners being promoted, which is you guys.
You guys, the more you subscribe and you hit like and you follow OSHEA, the more the YouTube community is going to help us. So
Yeah.
the more this grows, the bigger the opportunity.
And I've spent 5 years on Facebook, Poet O'Shea Thomas, O-S-H-A-E-E. Now let me tell you how I do this. If you don't understand this, you need to. Facebook is like somebody giving you the ownership of the New York Times. You are the producer, you are the creator of all the things that go on in that television network or that newspaper or whatever gift you have. So Poet O'Shea Thomas started pumping out the portrait. I was ashamed to put Poet on the front of my name because in the beginning I didn't want people to think I was a glory hog. So I spent a year, O'Shea Thomas, O'Shea Thomas. And O'Shea Thomas quoted poetry. I was creating it as I went. Nobody knew this. And I did thousands of pieces. And finally, O'Shea Thomas got a name. Then O'Shea got a name. Then O'Shea, a year later, I put Poet O'Shea Thomas. And then guess what I did? I put the OSHEA Gallery Vision as one of the groups. And then I put the artist as another group. Then I put the musicians. And right now, if you'll go on OSHEA.art Seaside, you'll actually see all the arts of the world. And each one of those groups has members all over the world. Some of them have 4,000 members. And right now on the OSHEA Seaside groups, OSHEA.art's Seaside, musicians, singers, tattoo artists, orchestra, every art is there. Those people all over the world are believing in OSHEA Gallery, even though this is the first actual video, television shot, or shooting, or show that we've done in the air. I've been promoting it behind the scenes for 5 years. So you can do that on Facebook also. Use all of your groups to categorize your vision. Use your pages to pump it out, to get the likes, and use your main Poet O'Shea Thomas, which is your own timeline, to people to know you and become your friend. And forget all the fighting and the fussing and the jealousy and the false profiles, and use it for good.
Guys, we're coming to a close here.
Okay.
If I can go ahead and just one more time.
Go ahead.
Introduce yourself.
Poet O'Shea Thomas, OSHEA Gallery, Panama City Beach, Florida, at Studio Emerald City at PC Beach Events Center.
I'm Jay Wolf. I'm with Locals for Locals here in Panama City Beach, and we will have all these links posted at the bottom of our YouTube channel, as well as on Facebook and on Google Plus, of course. And you were?
I'm Bobby Ray Cook. I'm a singer-songwriter. Have been for a long, long time, based in Nashville originally. Came here in 2005 the last time. Came here 2 times before. And it's really incredible because I was just now reminded that I wrote down on a piece of paper in 2007, I felt like God dealt with me that He wanted a family of arts and artistic people, groups and singers. In 2007, I wrote it down, 2 pages long, and I didn't know why I had come. And look at this. God wants to put together a family. He really does. If you want to be a part of a family here at Panama City Beach, and let God put together in you your unique gifting and bring you forth as what you were called to be all along, right now, at this time. How incredible is it?
I'm John England. I'm founder of Earthquake and Outreach and Earthquake and University, and also author of a book called If I Die Before I Wake.
And I'm Alicia Capps, founder of Support Local PCB. All the information that we have discussed here, all the links you need will be on Facebook on Support Local Panama City Beach.
Sing us out, Bobby. And we care whether you live or die. Remember that.
And we're here every Thursday night at 7 and every Friday night at 7.
Yeah, we're here actually at 5 to protect your assets. If any of you need your assets protected. We're here 6:15 for yoga with the Garish family and Heather. And we're here at 7 every Friday for OSHEA Gallery Presents, planning and casting.
That will become on broadcast at 8 p.m., by the way. We will all meet here at 7, but we'll begin broadcasting at 8.
Good deal.
There's also great acoustics for any opera singers that I may know.
Yeah.
When I need you.
Bring your gifts. If you don't have a guitar,
And tell when you speak to them about
instruments here.
call all their artists and get them here, or listen, go to Point O'Shea Thomas and friend me. And if you don't friend me, go to Facebook groups, OSHEA Gallery Planning, and become a member. And every time I post, you'll get it.
Really need you to come with me.